Hi, this is Dr. Kimberley Linert, and you're listening to Incredible Life Creator Podcast. My guest today is Paula Fanelly. Paula Fanelly earned her bachelor's degree in technical education at the University of Akron and enjoyed many years as a personal enhancement coach. Through those years, working directly with her clients provided a strong foundation and belief in personal development. Earning her Master's of Clinical Hypnotherapy certification at Atlanta National Hypnotherapy Institute in 1999, has allowed Paula to log thousands of hours with hundreds of clients in her private hypnotherapy practice. The Center for Motivation, now appropriately updated to the Gallery of Events and Services. Her educational background and extensive experience in the field of hypnotherapy also allowed Paula the opportunity to serve as the instructor at Atlanta National Hypnotherapy Institute, as well as a certified birthing coach in hypnotherapy. As a believer in coming together with traditional medicine and alternative health practices, Paula is also a certified nurse practitioner. As an advocate of alternative health practices, Paula has been a past ambassador of Complementary Alternative Medical Association and member of the National Guild of Hypnotists. Paula is devoted to continuing education as she considers all supplemental aspects which she can utilize to assist her clients reach the personal success they desire. Paula has studied handwriting analysis extensively and is the area's leading authority as a certified handwriting expert. Experience as a guest lecturer on Norwegian cruise lines and presentations at American College of Physicians Conference has allowed Paula to gain valuable experience as a presenter. Paula has also had extensive media exposure through multiple public appearances as a featured guest on Atlanta's popular television stations, as well as radio stations in the Southeast. Paula was also featured in Forsyth County News, Top 10 Businesswomen in Forsyth County, and hosts a list of publications in many Atlanta area magazines. Having far-reaching community service involvement, Paula has been past president and board member of Coming Kiwanis, an active member in Forsyth County Chamber of Commerce, past president and board member of Women in Networking, served on the selection committee and as a family sponsor with Habitat for Humanity, Judge Jackson Citizen Review Panel, and alumni and committee member of Leadership Forsyth. Wow, that is a lot of stuff.
Thank you for the introduction, and it's nice to see you again, Dr. Kimberley.
Yes, it is. And I can tell you that I have, been in Paula's hypnotherapy hands, and she does amazing work. So all this background, all this knowledge, all this education and certification she's gotten make a huge difference.
Thank you very much. I appreciate that. I love every moment of it.
Yes, yes. So, we all know people who kind of put up a shingle and say, I'm a coach, or I'm a hypnotist, or I'm a this, and you come to find out they went to a weekend seminar and they're putting their...
Well, actually, I went to 400 hours of training at the Linert National Hypnotherapy Institute, Dr. Kimberley, and it is certified by the Post-Secondary Education Commission of the state of Georgia. So I had to pass tests and do what I needed to do to get where I needed to go. And it took quite some time, and it was worth every moment of it.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, so we know about your hypnotherapy, but why don't we start out by you telling us a little bit about you, where you grew up, how you started out, how you got into this field?
Oh, well, I was raised in Ohio, and many years ago, when I was married, my husband had an opportunity in Atlanta, and I raised 2 children in Atlanta and have 3 and 1/2 grandchildren right now. Mm-hmm. And I decided to relocate to Bluffton, South Carolina, close to the beach. And we do, when the weather's permitting, we can do beach sessions. It's a great way to go listen to the waves, a little sun warming you up. Sound good?
Mm-hmm. Yeah, sounds beautiful. Mm-hmm. Sounds beautiful. It's raining here today, so the
here
beach
too.
sounds wonderful. Sounds really, really nice. So I know when I first met you, I'd met you through some networking events locally. Correct. Here. And I always liked you and was very interested in what you're doing, but a little worried about it, thinking, I don't know, if I go into hypnotherapy. Maybe she's going to control my mind, or maybe other things are going to come into my mind that I don't want there. And so it actually took me a while before I actually came and made an appointment and worked with you. But once I did, it was like amazing. I'm like, oh, why didn't I do this a few years ago?
Oh, thank
I
you.
had all those thoughts.
Well, that's an absolute myth, Dr. Kimberley, and I'm glad you brought that up. I can't control your mind. You are in control through the whole session. People think you're sound asleep. You are more awake and you're more alert than ever. Everybody goes into light state of hypnosis. Sometimes you just don't realize it, like driving down the street, maybe, which you shouldn't be doing, talking on the phone, listening to the radio, and you pulled into where you wanted to go and went, I don't remember doing that. That's a light state of hypnosis. Your subconscious mind, which is very, very strong, 88 to 99% of what you use, guided you there. That's an interesting story. A very dear old friend of mine in Forsyth County, I saw one day and I said, how are you? And he wouldn't look me in the eye. I said, what's going on? And he said, I just found out what you do. This is when we first met. I found out what you do, and I'm afraid to look you in the eye because you might do something to me. There's no crystal balls. There's no Ouija boards or anything like that. It's just my voice and you willing to open up your subconscious mind to the suggestions.
So why would someone come find a hypnotist? What kind of problems or issues do they have, or what goals do they have?
I have people come from various walks of life, from children to study skills or focusing, to relationship strategies. The whole practice is based on left and right brain suggestibility. Opposites attract. I know you've probably heard the song Opposites Attract, and it's true, and I explain that. When a couple comes in, usually they think there's something wrong with him or her. There's usually nothing wrong with anybody. It's just the left and right brain suggestibility is different. Left brain people speak differently, think differently. They think in inferences and speak directly. Right brain people are very touchy-feely. You speak to them directly, and they speak in inferences. So sometimes when I explain that can do a lot of problem solving. People come in for alcohol, drug problems, just a variety of things across the board, weight loss. So, and some like to design their own program, which is fine.
Like just whatever it is that they want to get in their life.
That's right. Some people just want to come in and talk and vent about life changes, goal setting, so forth.
So just kind of go step by step through what happens when someone comes in for a session. I know with me, you had some questionnaires and kind of some history taking before we even started. And then, I sat in this very comfy chair, and now we're doing things on Zoom, but
right.
You're in this comfy chair, and you kind of took me through, and when I woke up, I felt so much clearer and very relaxed.
Okay.
So
I'm glad you asked that question. The first question is, can you hypnotize me? You probably can't. Well, I can. That's my training has gotten me to where I can hypnotize anybody. I can even guarantee that. And I will say there's no guarantee to anything, but I will guarantee whoever comes in my office for a session will feel better when they leave. So usually what I do have different forms. Because I want to know more about you. I want to know your stress level. I want to know what's called a neuro-linguistics learning profile on you. Are you a visual learner? Are you a feeler, kinesthetic learner? Or do you hear by listen, or do you learn by listening? Say if you were not a visual learner, I couldn't say in the session, you will now picture yourself putting that cigarette down. That would not work for you. So I need to know what level you're at with neuro-linguistic programming. And I have a suggestibility questionnaire that is within 2 points accuracy of your left and right brain suggestibility. And that I need to know because once again, I speak differently to left and right brain people. We'll talk a lot about why you're in the office, why you're here. And a lot of the pre-talk has to do with your subconscious mind. I want it to accept the suggestions that I give you and I want it to trust me. And once we've established communication on a verbal level and a one-on-one, the client usually feels very comfortable, and then they're ready to go. They know that they're in control. Their subconscious mind usually opens up and let those suggestions drop into their subconscious mind.
Mhm.
So
Yeah.
that's the beginning.
And that is an important piece to feel that trust. And, I know, like you said, during the sessions, I was totally awake,
Hmm.
even though my eyes were closed, and I was very relaxed. I was aware of everything you were saying. And, you can totally trust Paula as she's taking you through this, because she doesn't say anything like, go stand on your head or
No,
don't flap your arms. She doesn't tell you any of that
no.
stuff. She just takes you through this beautiful,
Hmm.
usually scene of wherever you really like to be, like I like beaches, and, helps you as you relax to actually accept the suggestions. And suggestions will be, oh, I think I'd rather have salad instead of, cake, or whatever the
That's
suggestion
right.
went in for.
Yeah.
So it's really, really helpful.
And
And
also in the pre-talk, we'll talk about some of the fears that you may have. For instance, like you were at a beach with me. If you have a fear of beaches, I would never want to take you there. I could take you to a garden or, your own yard. Some people, when I ask them a place that they're comfortable and safe, I've had children say their room with their stuffed animal. So again, you're guiding the session. I'm not. I'm just the voice. You're the one that's doing all the work.
Mhm. Yeah, that makes total sense, because you always
Yes.
ask me, what is it you want today? And I tell you.
Yes, that's right.
So, yeah. And I have left with, I know there's times when I was working on like finances and I saw my finances increase. I, there's times when I was working more on confidence and my confidence increased. So it does transfer into your regular life, which totally
Correct.
amazes me. How does that work? Is it just our subconscious mind is all of a sudden then, how does that work? Why does that happen?
Okay. Well, in the first session you would come in, I would explain to you what's called the mind model, how your mind operates. Your conscious mind is the here and now. We're speaking on a conscious level. That is only about 1 to 12% of what we use, actually. And your subconscious mind is 88 to 99% of what you use. So if Karen comes to me and says, I don't want to ever smoke again, and she means it. In the conscious level, she says, I don't want to do it. I'm never going to pick another one up. And then she says, but I say that and I go out and I have a cigarette. Well, it's like 1 to 12 horses pulling against 88 to 99. Your subconscious mind wins because all it does is associate and identify with that. It doesn't know right or wrong. It just knows this is what we do. So we go in the subconscious mind and we pull it out. And usually the next question people ask is, how many sessions? I've had people that smoke or drink for 30, 40 years, one session and they're done. I've had others come in 3 to 4 times. But, teenagers, they're very, very suggestible because they're very overloaded. Your what's called the critical mind doesn't form until you're close to 12 years old. So you're very suggestible to things till you're about 12 years old. For example, your conscious mind, I could say, Dr. Kimberley, when you go to the store today, I want you to buy apples.
Uh-huh.
And if you were a little kid, it would fall into your subconscious mind going to buy apples. But in between your conscious and your subconscious mind is what's your critical mind. It would filter that through. Do we need to buy apples today or we don't need to buy apples today? And then it would drop into your subconscious mind as unknown. So teenagers don't have that quite developed yet. So that's why they're very suggestible to their whole environment.
Mhm. So
Keep
just,
an eye on those kids.
yeah, yeah. And I know you've worked with people like with childbirth. Tell me a
Yes.
little bit about that and how you work with people.
Okay, I am certified in childbirth hypnosis. And what it does is takes natural childbirth course just a few levels deeper than that. They work with their significant other and bring their partner in. We work with music and tapes and scripting, and it just takes it to a much deeper level than natural childbirth, where it's so relaxed and the partner's relaxed, and it probably helps the partner more so because they're so relaxed they can help that woman get through her childbirth. I've seen people that are really, really stressed in life, that where they can really handle things in life, and they come in for childbirth and they're just so stressed out until we start going through the different levels of hypnosis for them, and it just seems to make them more comfortable, more knowledgeable, and more self-assured of their birth, and a smoother process. And it's not just for women that don't want medication. Of course, medication's fine. Even C-sections are fine. It helps all the way around.
Mm-hmm. Wonderful. So you're giving them these tools, so when they get into that situation, they just
Yes.
bring
Mm-hmm.
the music or whatever they need.
Mm-hmm.
And I know you work with couples too, just in getting people like ready to have kids, because not everyone is ready to have children.
When is the right time? When is the right time? So, yes.
Mm-hmm. So, what other areas can people use hypnosis with?
Well, it's really good for problem solving, just to clearing out the mind, decluttering the mind, letting go of the past. We're all guilty of carrying things around from our past that aren't good for us, that are not healthy, that aren't helping us now. We do it because it's in your subconscious mind. We're relating to it. What can trigger it? 20 years could go by and all of a sudden you have a bad thought about something in the past, and you just don't know why. It could be a thought, it could be a smell, it could be something that flashed across the television screen. You don't know. We go in there and we try to let those things go to help people move forward today through tomorrow. And if someone comes into the office, it's like the first day of the rest of their life. So I can help them with that, help them get through these things of life.
Right. So letting go of the things that aren't helping and taking hold of the things that you want or that would be helpful or something you want in your life.
Yes, absolutely.
Yeah.
Yes.
So if people wanted to work with you, how do they actually get a hold of you or sign up for a session?
Okay, we can do private sessions, we can do group sessions. I do workshops and seminars. You can create your own or one of mine. I have smoking cessations, goal setting, study skills, relationship therapy, stress. So you can find me on my website. I know my name is hard to spell. It's paulafanelly.com. Paula, F as in Frank, ANELLY.com. That's where you can find me.
Awesome. And this is
Yeah.
a question I ask everybody at the end of the podcast, and thank you so much for being on today. What do you feel makes a life incredible, amazing, extraordinary, makes life the best?
Oh my gosh, everyone. I'm a people person. Family comes first. Family. What you want to do with your life, your goal setting. Do you want to be a multimillionaire? Do you just want to be comfortable? Everybody is happy at a different level.
Mm-hmm.
But for me, it's just when people come to see me, whether it's a child with study skills that they're doing better, an alcoholic that has quit, a smoker that stopped. It just makes me very happy to see that I can help people. And I appreciate you having me on today. I really do. And I hope to hear from you soon. And I hope to hear from all of you out there. And I appreciate you watching this podcast and the invitation.
Yes, thank you so much, Paula.
Thank
And we'll
you.
talk to you again soon.
You have a wonderful day.